This is one of the weirder ones I feel I've commented on because I have so little to say. I always feel strange when I push out like a 3 or 4 minute episode. But anyways, so of course Ahsoka leaves the overall narrative for now. She had to, for the exact same reason Vader did. We need to bring things back down to the low tier. And then we see Rags! And Wolf! And Gregor! What I find interesting, the episode goes out of its way to make it sound like Gregor has called the Empire. They even mentioned, paranoid delusions, blah, blah, blah. But the Gregor I knew from his one-off back in Clone Wars wouldn't do that. And I remember thinking that, being like, so it's Wolf, right? But then I started thinking, why would Wolf do that? In fact, why would Wolf regularly call in? But he gives the answer right there as he defends himself to Rex. Wolf's scared. Wolf has been scared of the Empire ever since. And so he's stayed in good with the Empire in order to try and make sure that they would never come after them. Just interesting insight there into the mentality of a former clone. I guess it's a current clone. Whatever, you get the idea. And of course, Kanan is completely freaking out about these guys. Of course he is! Why wouldn't he? I imagine most surviving Jedi who actually lived through Order 66 would be like, "Wah!" anytime they encounter a clone. You notice Rex had to point to a visible scar on his skull to point out the thing, and that leads us to the control chips problem. I never liked the control chip thing. I think I talked about that back in the Clone Wars Mini-Nations, because, well, I felt like it was completely unnecessary. And it's even more unnecessary here. In fact, if anything, it kind of takes away some of the drama. Because instead of being like, I didn't turn on my Jedi, I had more of a conscience than that, it's, I didn't turn on my Jedi, I ripped out the control chip, I feel like it takes away some of the impact. For me, clones who decided not to follow orders because of the personal bonds, the droid effect that they underwent with their Jedi, would be more powerful than they took out a literal control chip that was inserted into their brains. So, once again, I don't like what they've done with the control chip thing. Moving on. I do like what they've done with Sabine's new colors. Changed her hair, changed her armor, probably because of the damage she took last episode, so that makes a degree of sense. I just want to say, I love the repurposed walker. The Old Republic tank. First of all, I love that tank in general, I always have. But second of all, now I want another Star Wars game. Like I talked a few episodes ago about the idea of a customizable tie kind of a game. Well, now imagine you've got a bunch of walkers, and they're all they're salvaged from each other as you're moving across this hostile terrain, and you have to defeat other walkers to get parts from them to upgrade yours. And I just realized I'm describing MechWarrior 3, but just think about it. I also love the bit where Gregor is like, "Here you go, General, this is your thing." And no, I was never a general. "Oh, my bad, Commander, then." No, you're missing the point. Lovely little bit. Note how, once again, by the way, them deciding to do the right thing and help these people out is probably going to lead to some problems. We'll see how that resolves next episode. Although I do want to add one last little thing here, and that's a comment that Hera mentions. They saved billions of lives, including my own. I think this is actually the first bit of real backstory we've had for Hera. We've had little bits and pieces of backstory for all the characters, kind of peppered throughout them. We still don't know a lot about Sabine, and we still don't know a lot about Hera. And now we're starting to finally pepper the narrative with that, and I hope we learn more about them in the future. Either way, I'll see you next time.